back on the Cavalry.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm very excited for our guests, multiple guests this week. Super funny comedians, Maria Shehata and Liz Miele. Thank you for joining us.
I love the introduction where you rub your eyes.
I know, he
Well,
looked so exasperated. He was like, my favorite people. I miss them so much.
I was trying to read the card. I had to get something on my... No, that we start right there. Fine. It is 8 in the morning on Pacific Standard Time. You can see it.
Maria's favorite time zone.
Maria's favorite time zone. She's lived in all of them.
We talked about it.
Yeah, so we're making this work because Maria is in London and Liz is in New York and Johnny's in where do you live, Johnny?
Madison.
Wisconsin. That's right.
Wow.
No, but
wow.
Yeah, so I am like still getting my shit together. My microphone wasn't working. It's so forgive me if I'm totally uninterested in this. No. A little foggy, I think is the word I was looking for. No, but this is really fun. Maria and I, man, we used to tool around at open mics like, I don't know, was 15 years ago?
Yeah, 3-4 mics in a night. And then we'd all go get tacos. It was fun.
I know. And I was thinking about how many times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in LA. Maria was like one of the first comics I go to open mics with in LA. And do you remember I think were either hosting or producing? I don't know what it was. You like opened the building for the very, very first mic I ever did in Los Angeles. Do you remember that place on Hyperion?
Yeah.
And when I was on stage, a literal rat ran behind me. Like you could see it on a rafter, like a rat ran behind me during my set. And it was such a harbinger, I don't know that word, but it was a foreshadowing of what was to come. My LA comedy career. Just a giant rat. You're like, oh yeah, well, surely it'll get better from here. It's like, not really.
Yeah. It'd be funny if that rat visited you like at certain time periods in your career. Like all of a sudden you're like doing a big theater and it's like, I knew you'd make it, buddy.
The rat's asking for like comp tickets. Like, I was there at the beginning and I think it would be messed up if you made me pay full price.
Yeah, I loved that place because there was no owner. The owner just wasn't there. He let us unlock it and start a show there. And he was like, just sell beers and you can have a couple. Those are his words. You can have a couple. And me and Ed Galvez were hosting this. We were big beer drinkers. And then we would just put the money in the floor and leave at night. And then eventually he was like, I'm not making any money. Are you all selling beer? Like, what's going on? And we were just giving beers away and drinking beers. And so it didn't last long, but it was fun while it did.
I like to imagine him presenting that business model to a bank, like, here's my idea. I'll find 2 unmotivated employees who I'm not really going to pay them. They're going to take the money, hide it in the floor. What you think you'll approve my loan?
That's pretty much how people like babysit kids they don't like. Hey, just, lock it after you leave and, don't take too much stuff. And you're like, it's my mom.
Yeah.
Heidi nannied for a long time in Los Angeles, and your level of, she was a good nanny, but your level, depending on how well you like the kids, would definitely impact how much interaction you'd have with them, Like some kids, you're like, oh, okay, let's do this activity or whatever. And other ones, you're like, yeah, you can play with the iPad.
I don't care about your brain.
Yeah. Oh my God, was I that kid? Because my babysitter used to just set me in front of the TV. She would watch soap operas, set me in front of the TV, and then put a chair in front of me so I couldn't see what was going on in the soap opera. Why am I like the way I am? Like, I don't know.
You're just realizing your babysitter didn't like you. No, it's also the easier option. They might have just been lazy. It might have had nothing to do with you personally.
I've been watching Game of Thrones. I'm like, poisonous milk. Fuck that kid. He's gonna
Wait, you're watching Game of Thrones now?
No.
Is that an English thing? Is it just getting over there, or what happened?
No, that's hilarious. No, I'm just getting around to it because so many people complained about it, and then I was like, I missed the boat on it, and then when you miss the boat,
yeah.
But then
Johnny, sorry.
Yeah, I'm watching it. That's all.
You can tell the chemistry we've had from our years of friendship. This is how it would go with Allie and Moot hanging out at a diner, just everyone interrupting each other and getting frustrated and eating.
Fuck it, never mind.
What I was gonna ask though is, see, that show's old enough now. Johnny, did you watch Game of Thrones? And Liz, did you guys watch it?
I tried it. I tried to start it 3 times. Couldn't. Too much to remember. Too much stuff going on.
Oh, yeah, I will say that. And like, I will get off of Game of Thrones because it's an old reference by now, but it's hard to talk about it because there's like 20 storylines. I'm like, so the one with the thing, and then my boyfriend's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what's the one with the thing? What's going on with that? And he's like, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, you don't, there's too many names. I don't know any characters. And it's just, we haven't had like a full conversation since we started watching it. Like, and I'm on season 4 now, and we can't. That's the whole conversation is me going the thing, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, and that's it.
Well,
does the nudity just stay throughout? Because like I made it kind of far in season 1 because I knew there'd be naked ladies in at least once in every episode.
It's HBO. They put naked people at the beginning of all their shows to get to hook you in.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Sesame Street. There's naked now. The naked people.
All the Muppets are naked. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they get you. Yeah. I don't. They were like, hey, there's a lot of rape and murder, and I was like, I'm good. I mean, I live in New York. That's how they
pitched it to you.
Yeah, I was like, I'm in New York. Like, I already am scared of rape and murder. I don't need to, like, that can't be my free time activity as well. Like,
yeah, but it's magical rape and murder.
Yeah, no, there's no dragons when I go to the subway, but it's just that's just not relaxing or entertaining to me. I just don't.
They're just smoking, so you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
It was also funny because I think I'm guessing it was yours, but there was a literal siren that went off as you were talking about rape and murder in the New York subway.
No.
It's like,
I'm off a highway, so there's always like an ambulance, but it's almost hilarious to the point where like every time I'm like on an important phone call and I'm walking, I'm like, hey, sorry, people are dying. Just give me a second. Like, I just need a moment.
Yeah, that's interesting though. So Maria, you're rewatching the show, or you're watching the show. Your boyfriend, I assume, has seen it, but he's not rewatching it with you, along with you.
Yeah, he saw it like 10 years ago, but he's faced with the impossible task of not giving away what's going on. Because I ask questions all the time. Am I supposed to know what's happening here? Does this, it's just, and he's just like it stresses him out to be like, I know he has all the information, so he has to like weed out what the information is that he can tell me, and it's just, and sometimes he makes mistakes, and then I'm like, oh, like you said that early. But
don't you feel like you're doing work when you're watching that show, because there's just so much to remember? And when you're watching a show and you have to ask, is this something I need to know, or should I know what's going on? Shouldn't you always know what's going on when you're
not exactly. I think a good show takes you on a journey, but I feel like Maria sometimes, where I feel so dumb, where I'm like, did I miss something, or am I not supposed to know yet? And it is always helpful to have somebody next to you go, oh, I don't know what's going on either. And they were like, okay, we're either both dumb or we don't know yet. But I hate being spoon-fed shit. Like, that's not fun for me, where it's just like, cool. Hey, cousin, how are you doing? That's his cousin. Like, I just...
See, that's more my level. I enjoy that.
Hey, bro. I just saw you yesterday, but how's it going?
Good to see you, my brother. Okay.
Yeah.
My exposition is
like the biopic about Maria. It's like, I'm sad today because my babysitter wasn't nice to me when I was a kid. I don't know. It can come up.
All right, we got the backstory.
Okay. Oh, that's gonna come around, I bet. My mom does this thing. We will watch a movie. I'll watch a movie with my mom, and she'll try to predict what's gonna happen. She'll go, "Oh, I bet he turns out to be the killer," and then like 3/4 of the way of the movie, she goes, "Oh, I've seen this," He is the killer. It's like you didn't predict it. You just barely remembered it. It's like, so I can't even really be mad about the spoiler because she really honestly thought she was like figuring it out, but she just didn't remember seeing
You've
it.
already seen it. That's amazing. I love predicting. I love being like I actually sang the song to the the Game of Thrones theme song is like an hour long. Like the first season,
it's like a map.
And I was just making up what was going to happen in the show. And my boyfriend was like, you just predicted the entire series in song. So like, I'm pretty amazing. I guess it was the point of that story. I guess I'm pretty
don't you get it's weird, you get a sense of pride if you like say it, and so you have to say it out loud. Like if you're watching a movie or murder mystery or something, you're like, oh, I bet it was the guy. And you can't just like enjoy that in your mind and be right and satisfied. You have to say it out loud so you get credit for it from the room.
Especially if you're watching with someone else, because you can't be like, oh, I thought it was that, and then they're okay,
yeah,
me
sure
too,
you did
me too. Yeah, I knew he was dead the whole time too, Johnny.
Yeah. Well, so you're on season 4. I'm just being careful now because I don't want to spoil anything for you.
Yeah. Well, don't tell me anything, I guess.
How many did they do?
8.
Yeah, it was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
It's so nice that things are like, we'll probably go through another lockdown again, that you have all this time.
Yeah.
I'm actually wasting it because if we're not in lockdown right now, I should save it because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'll have nothing to watch.
I now think of like new TV shows as like, oh, how many lockdowns is this? Like this is nice. This is 3 days in lockdown. So exciting.
I know. I like it's irresponsible now to make these like British people do this, but like these season 4 episode 20-minute shows. Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, you just made a long movie.
Yeah, I know. I watched this. I Think You Could Leave, and I like finally had time. I was like, okay, I can burn through like 2 or 3. I was like, it's over. I started playing on season 1.
The whole season is 90 minutes.
I know, it was hilarious. I was like, oh man, like we waited so long, and then they did like 4 sketches, but it's funny.
Yeah,
but I was like, you can't do that.
They think our shows go on way too long. Like Friends, people like didn't watch it after season 3. I'm like, there's so much that happened. And it was so good.
Yeah.
Because nothing really happened, and my life would be exactly the same if I only watched 3 seasons. And then you start to think about it, and you're like, actually, like I didn't get past The Office after 3 seasons, and really nothing needed to be longer than. So they might have it right.
No, we need to know what happens to The Simpsons in season 34. There's a lot to explore.
My childhood shows, like you want to be just like exacerbated by like I can't. I don't. This is Homer's. He never grows. He never becomes a better person. Fine.
Yeah.
No, that show is so fake.
Right. They should do The Simpsons. They should take it in like a dark, ultra realism direction, and like have like a child get cancer or something horrible.
That's how they end it. They just talk about their real problems. I like that.
Yeah. Well,
it just turns into like House.
Well, didn't Maud Flanders die in one of the episodes?
She did, yeah, but that was a funny death. Like it wasn't dark. I mean, it was kind of dark, but then she got killed at a NASCAR race by an errant tire, and because Homer made a move to the back of the grandstand.
That's hilarious.
So it's very. There was no growth, I don't think.
Yeah. Oh my god! If I keep wincing, like I keep noticing because my back, I like hurt my back putting in a birdhouse yesterday, and now.
So
my lower back.
I was about to say.
Whoa, Johnny, you're married. You got ladies on the show. Don't. Cut the flirting out, please.
I'm out here installing birdhouses for bitches.
Injuring myself.
Do you bird watch, or do you like looking out? Are you looking out for certain birds? Do you have a favorite bird?
No, it's just my wife bought one and I have to put it in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's nice having them eat the bird feed, but I really.
At what age do you become the birdhouse person? Like, because you know what I mean? Like you grow up around birdhouses, think nothing of it. Then you know, there's college. And then suddenly you're like, I need a birdhouse. Like that's a.
I will be honest. I've been looking at birdhouses on Pinterest.
See?
There you go. It's
And like,
it's coming around the corner.
no, you see it. Like I was a person that had one pillow. I now have like 16 pillows. I like could give a fuck about like, I don't know, a comforter. Like there's certain like things in my home that I just never thought about. And now I'm like, oh, I need that. Like I have to have, so like, I'm not ready to get a birdhouse, but like if someone gifted it to me, I'd be pretty excited.
Well, I think it's time and disposable income, and then you just have to come up with new things to like, because birdhouses or feeders, like hummingbird feeders, we actually had a hummingbird feeder at our apartment in LA, but like we didn't fill it up. You know what I mean? We just hung it there, but you have to fill those up like every week. You know, see, it's a responsibility. Then you have to clean them
I am
out.
aware. The only reason I had to put this one in is because our old one, we have an umbrella. This is the second time this has happened where we don't put our umbrella down in the table in the back, and the wind is so strong it pulled our table off the patio and crushed the bird feeder.
Oh,
and so we had to get another one.
What a hilarious accident.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's its own hurricane. Like they're like, yeah, my house got wiped out in the storm of July, whatever. You know,
Yeah,
like
the birds are making like an insurance call. Like, you're not gonna believe this. This
Umbrella.
moron.
Picnic table knocked over our house. So it's just a replacement one. So we've had it for a while. So I'm well aware of how often you have to fill it. And
how did you injure yourself? Because birdhouses are usually very small. How did you injure your back?
Twisting it. Yeah, like you have to put the pole in. It's got a little corkscrew
Oh,
at the bottom. And it has to go down like 2 feet under the, under the grass, and just twisting. I was like, oh, something pinched. And I was like, oh, whatever. And then as I was driving home from the show last night, I was like, oh, I can't relax my back at all.
I love the idea that somebody's like, oh, how'd you hurt it? CrossFit. And you're like, bird feeder.
Oh, that old story? Sure, sure.
Oh, I was going to either say CrossFit or bird feeder. So that's good.
Yeah.
Bird feeders.
That's going to be a new CrossFit exercise, is
install bird feeders. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they make you run with like rice, like big bags of rice. So I don't see how bird feeder's not next.
I hurt myself in a humiliating fashion last weekend.
Wait, are you implying I should be humiliated by my injury?
Yes. There should have been at least some hesitancy to tell us how you got hurt, not just throwing it out there. But I went to my wife and I went to like this kind of a show. We got my parents to babysit, and we went to this backyard. There were like 3 bands playing, and we have like no friends in Portland because like the pandemic hit, and then we had a kid, and so it's like we're very struggling to make friends,
Sure, so blame it on the pandemic.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not personality driven at all.
Right.
It's not because
of darn pandemic. Everyone's losing their friendships.
600,000 potential friends dead. No, but I went to this thing with my wife, and we're like, okay, we got to be really cool because these are like rock and roll people, They like, so we're gonna dress cool, and we're gonna make. That's
how real cool people go into parties. Okay, guys, be cool.
Are you guys one of the rock and rollers? We're looking forward to this. So we did know this couple. My wife's cousin knew this band they were playing, so that's how we got the invite. And then but they all had like camping chairs, and camping chairs are very low to the ground. I don't camp, but camping chairs are always like 2 inches off the ground, so they're hard to get in and out of. And I was sitting, and I was on a hill, so I was sitting on the hill, kind of at an angle. It was a good seat in the shade, so I was very happy about it. And then the woman from the band, she was gonna come over and introduce herself. She put her hand on my shoulder to say hi, and I turned too quick, and the chair tilted down the hill. And I swear to God, this is true. I put my hand down, and it went into a bag of tortilla chips, and with a loud crunch. And then on my life, I just hear a loud, very clear, "There goes the chips." And I was like, on the ground. Like, oh no, I ruined the chips.
I remember being at a party. This is back when I like smoked, and then I put my cigarette. It was dark. We were outside. It was dark. There was just fairy lights. Put my cigarette out, and then I was talking to somebody, and then I just hear from behind me, "Ah, who didn't like the hummus?"
Oh my god. Now that's a cool thing to do though at a party, to be so badass.
Yeah, you should have gone to that rock and roll place.
You should have been at this party and said, "Oh yeah, I'm friends with the chips guy. He's actually great." Lend me some of that
just
credibility.
Didn't like the chips.
Anyway. Okay, well we gotta get into what we need backup on this week. We're
nitty gritty.
Nitty gritty.
Yeah, so I don't know who wants to go first. Liz, do you have something you need backup on?
I do. Maria kind of knows about this because I've been passionate about this for probably 15 years, and I'll fight anybody on it.
Oh,
I believe holiday themed Reese's are better than Reese's cups. So I'm talking about ghost, I'm talking about trees, I'm talking about hearts. They are fresher and they taste better. And I no longer buy normal cups. I'll eat them if somebody gives it to me, but I only buy, and they're more expensive. I only buy holiday themed Reese's.
I don't think I could back anyone up more adamantly than this one. I'm totally on your side.
Thank you, Johnny.
And I have wondered if it's like, if the holiday ones, like the pumpkins, if it's like a different proportion of chocolate to peanut butter or what makes them better. But I totally agree. And I don't know why.
Also, I think there's real turnover as opposed to cups. Like, who knows how long they've been there? Their expiration date is in like 3000, but like you kind of like they must make a limited amount of snowflakes or ghosts or whatever because it's for on the shelf for like a month. So there's also a part of me that's like, this shit's fresher. So
I mean, do we all have to back her up? Like, because
no, you can do whatever.
Heidi would think so, but no, you don't have.
We try to, but you don't have to get there if you can't get there.
I 100% agree that they're better. Like, and then this is not the first time Liz has shouted from the rooftops about this.
No, I'm very passionate about this.
I've been a podcast host for over a year. I've heard this a million times, each time with the exact amount of enthusiasm, by the way. They're better, they're fresher.
Fight me.
I do think
fighting always comes up.
Portion was my, the ratio of peanut butter to chocolate was my guess too, that's why they taste better, is like the ratio is better. But I think they're older. I don't think they're remaking every Easter the eggs peanut butter cup. Like they're just kind of like they have.
That was my suspicion.
Yeah,
I was thinking
leftover from the previous years.
Yeah, but
everything.
But they always go on sale. Like as soon as the holiday's over, they're throwing them out for 25 cents. I'm like a happy kid. I'm like, yeah, post candy. Like, but no, I don't buy. I think they're fresher.
Well, is there always a holiday season? So are they always available in some sort of holiday form? Is there ever a dead period? Like, is there a 4th of
like
July
right now's a dead period because you have Halloween, so you have like pumpkins and ghosts or whatever, and then you have Christmas, so you have Christmas trees, and then you have Valentine's Day, so you have hearts, and then you have Easter, so you have eggs.
The Easter eggs one, it's a lot of peanut butter. I know that one. I'd say it's more peanut butter to chocolate than normal cups.
Are you thinking of the Easter eggs that are like Cadbury eggs, like the 3D ones? Or
No, they're flat.
No, just
they're flat.
Flat eggs are good.
Yeah, I don't like the
are what they have in the UK, and it's so garbage. I seriously paid £5 just to get the actual American Reese's eggs. I was like, it's like the price. I could have just flown back to the States for that money, but like I had to have it.
Have you ever had the gigantic, like $15? They're kind of gross, but
they're
you gotta
trash.
try it at some point. You gotta try
trash.
it.
Pure trash.
I know, I agree. It's not as good as the regular ones, but I have had it.
Maybe it's not so much. Maybe it's not so much the ratio of chocolate. Maybe it's not the literal, what's going on with the physical thing. Maybe it's just the spice of life. Maybe you like them more because it's like, I want a
Limited.
Reese's, but you get bored after a while with just the same shape.
Oh, so they're like how chicken nuggets could be dinosaurs and they're clearly taste better than regular chicken nuggets. I would get so excited as a kid for like dinosaur shaped chicken nuggets. I was like, yo, this is my jam. Yeah, maybe I like stickers. I really am just like a giant kid. I really think maybe you might be onto something. I just like shapes. Like maybe I'm just a moron.
Yeah.
And I'm like fun shapes. It's not just a circle, guys.
You're like
come out with dinosaur Reese's.
That'd be so dope.
You're at this Michelin star restaurant. You're like, can you cut the swordfish into a smiley face, please?
I love emojis.
Like it prepared. How do you want your steak as a cartoon character?
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right.
But what? Yeah, no. You and Johnny have very similar taste palettes. I think you guys have the same. Yeah. Johnny is also like a kid with his.
So then Johnny question. They now put Reese's Pieces in the like, so it was like an Easter egg, but then they had Reese's Pieces in it, and I'm very about texture, and I actually like I like hard cookies. I like things crunchy, and it was like I was like super excited. I mean, I shouldn't be eating as many as I did, but Easter was a really hard time for me weight wise, because they made those.
My favorite, aside from the shade, I don't know. As far as I like the big cups with the Reese's Pieces in them.
I haven't had the big cups. I just don't trust them.
Oh, they're very good. They are very good.
Okay.
The regular size ones just don't get it done for me anymore. I only have those when it's given to me, or that's the only option. Otherwise, it
has to be like a last resort. I'll be like, I'll take it. I'm not gonna throw away candy, but
right.
This sounds like a New York Times food podcast for 8-year-olds.
That's what I was thinking.
Who told me I could talk about whatever I wanted?
Oh yeah, no.
I know it's a perfect topic. It's a perfect topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should hear what our show normally sounds like. This is way more mature. No, I'm with you. I think they are better. It's more exciting anyway, I mean, if you buy like a regular Reese's cup just at the store, that's the other thing, is like having it in a holiday shape gives you a permission structure just to buy candy. It's like, oh, I'm festive. I'm celebrating our Lord's resurrection by buying this. I'm not just stoned at a 7-Eleven.
So when you buy it, the guy at the gas station's like, "Oh, a religious man, I see."
He is risen indeed.
All right, I feel backed up. I feel good.
I feel backed up.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah, that is what we're going for. Despite the unfortunate phrasing, that it's impossible to avoid it. Everyone's, we're backed up. We should get the t-shirts made and just lean into it. Maria, do you have something you need backup this week?
Yeah, and I think like my list is I'm starting to realize how antisocial I am. So I don't know. Is this one? I don't know. Like I haven't been in the States in a while, so I don't know if this is even just a hack thing to say. But I think Uber ratings should go on dating profiles.
Ooh.
I like that.
And Uber driver and like their ratings of you should be reflected onto, because you are the one who writes your profile. You're doing the PR, so you need like a rating from someone else.
And it wouldn't work to have ratings from other people who you've previously dated, because there could be extreme bias or hurt feelings or whatever. So, but an Uber driver,
also how you treat somebody you're never gonna see again says so much about you.
Right.
That's what
although I've had Uber ratings where like honestly, like I know I got a bad rating truly because I said nothing, and they were like, it's like 4 a.m. and they're like, how's your day? And I'm like, good. And they're like, where are you going to? I'm like, the airport. And you're like, and then you'll get a bad rating and you're like, what do you want me? Do you want me to do a song and dance? Like it's 4 a.m. But
oh my God. Yeah.
My personality. I know it's my personality.
But so many people will have like not perfect ratings that you'll start accounting for that. And so it'll just sort of even out. And then so it's like if most people are at the 4.67 range, but then you get someone who's like a 4.3, then you're going, what's going on with that person? You know?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do a little experiment though. So let's say 4.3, but he's like super hot and you're like attracted to him, but 5.0 and he's not somebody you'd normally go out with. Is it swaying you at all?
No, because I think 5.0 is suspicious anyway.
I was gonna say the same thing.
How many rides have you taken? 3? Like 5.0 is like,
or people pleaser, and they don't know how to express themselves.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
So I think so 4.85, but not particularly attractive.
Right.
Or a 4.2 and like super hot. Not attractive and not like, are we getting a lot otherwise? Like, am I considering dating these people? By the way, like, I'm not on the dating profile, so I'm just.
We heard boyfriend. We heard it. No. Let's say here. I'll make a strict parameter, and then you can just answer, and you can say where you would have gone if the parameters were different. So, you're looking to go out. You're not necessarily like, I have to find a thing, but if that happens, great. But you're just looking to date someone, and it's 4.2 Uber rating, but like super hot dude and someone you think you'd have fun with, but the rating is a red flag. 4.85 and not attractive traditionally.
Can we go out with none of them? Can we
magazine sense?
Can we just watch?
No, you have to go out.
Lord of the Rings or something.
No, you have to go out with one of them, or else the planet explodes.
I think 4.2 is so scary, because what are you doing to get a 4.2? That means you're getting drunk in the back of the Ubers, or you're already drunk, but you're getting in drunk. You know, you're treating them poorly. You're being shitty towards them. Maybe you're not tipping. I don't know if they like rate you poorly for not tipping or not. Like, don't know, but
it's a huge red flag.
But 4.2 is terrible. Does it not go down? Does it
good,
start at 4.0?
No, we have to acknowledge that Uber ratings are like from a 5 to a 4 is a huge jump. It's not like Yelp ratings where you're like, I didn't get my soup on time, 1 star. Like if you're going from a 5 to a 4, like a 4 is like you accosted them. Like it's a different rating system.
The rating system's so screwed up because it's like everybody, it's 5 is default. Like it's the same thing on Airbnb. It's the same thing, it's like everyone just throws 5s as long as they're no one's ever like, oh, it was like pretty good. Yeah, like 3.5. Like it's not like a movie review, You know
how like when you have a thing from 1 to 10 and 5 is neutral, it almost feels like on Uber 5 is neutral. Like it was they were fine. They were in the car and I felt fine. But like 4 is like they were a dick. 3 is they stole all the gum. 2 is they tried to have sex with me. Like, and 1 is they took my car. Like it's it's crazy.
They should have that posted on the back of the address.
So it's like the penalty, like in the taxi cab, they're like, you can go be put in jail for 10 years if you assault the driver. In Uber, it's like, that's a 2-star review. So be careful.
Take my car, you're going to get a 1 star.
As an Uber driver, I will rate you 4 if you have no regard for my life.
Yeah, right.
And then it just
I do 5. I'm so scared to not tip or leave a bad review, even if I'm like, this guy was the worst driver I've ever seen, and like was it smelled and the car looked like shit. 5s. I don't know what it would take, honestly, to go under that. Probably just not picking me up or getting me there.
I'm with Maria. 4.2 is quite scary.
Okay.
And also, I've been on dates with dudes that like treat the waiter like shit, and you're like, no, like it's such a it's such a red flag where you're like, all you have to do is not like me that day or want to have sex, and you're gonna be an asshole to me. No, thank you. Like, so 4.2 is like, this dude doesn't give a fuck about you. Like, no.
How they treat Siri or their GPS, like turn left at the I fucking know, and you're like, okay.
But you may have lost me on that one.
Oh, red flag for Johnny.
Yeah.
The GPS guy.
Don't get divorced, Johnny. There's no one out there for you.
To Siri, I did not like hurt Siri's feelings. What's funny is I was an Uber driver in LA while I was out there for a couple of years, and I don't think I ever once looked if I was picking someone up. I don't think I ever left a rating or looked at anyone's rating.
Funny, I love how we were all sitting here wondering how we were rated by the Uber drivers, and you sat there quiet as not to break a code or something. You like
I drove for Uber and for Lyft. So I was like trying to figure out. I was like, wow.
So wait, what was your worst passenger? Oh, sorry, Maria.
My worst passenger? I don't know. I had some weird. I had a guy get into my car. It was like late at night, and he's like, he gets in the front. First of all, you guys don't get in the front seat, right?
No, unless there's people in the back.
Right. So he's solo. He gets in the front. I'm like, whatever. And then he's like, I was like, so how are you doing today? And he's like, not good. He starts talking about he's got this chronic back thing. He's like, it's terrible. I'm constantly in horrible pain. It's awful. And I'm just like, oh man, that's rough. And he's like, oh, well, I see by your wedding ring, I probably don't have a chance. And I was like, oh yeah, no, yep, I'm married. And then he was like, yeah, it's so hard. And then he like he didn't go very far. He's just like, I think that's how he tries to meet people, is by getting on Uber, because he like got out 4 blocks down. He was like, yeah.
Well, he did have back pain. Let's give him that. Like,
yeah.
I don't think he's like looking at a picture and being like, yeah, I'd fuck that guy.
His opening line. Like,
that's what I was thinking too. I was like, okay, you're picking up Uber drivers as your thing, but how do you lead in with back pain?
Yeah, not good. I got back pain. Like, help you
only jerking off for me, not doing anything else.
Right. But like this idea that you're like, maybe I could turn Johnny, a married man, maybe I could seduce him in such a way. You're not gonna get him by talking about chronic pain.
Yeah. How life is hard for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a guy that just passed out in the back. He's like, yeah, I put in the address. I have not slept and I'm hungover. Just wake me up when we get there. And I was like,
was that unusual? Passed out in the back.
Maria's like, will that lower your rating?
That fall on the chart.
But yeah.
Oh, I was just like, ooh, that's us.
Or do you do some too? Or like,
oh, we'll go too. I was gonna say we actually rate our podcast guests too. So
good.
I would like to say that we were very prompt.
Yes.
On time.
Yes. More so than me. I'm the unprofessional one.
Prepared. I have a sticky note of my things I need help with.
Nice.
Did my homework.
Oh, lovely. Then you're getting a high score. You're getting a high score.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing very
very well.
Oh my God. I did a game show last night, like a virtual game show. And it's hard, it's fun. It was a funny, like a comedy game show thing. But then like they really keep track of the points, and it's like you're supposed to care. And it's like there's no prize or money. And it's like I just can't work up the enthusiasm to care. Oh, and that's funny because me and Johnny talked about this. We did like a test.
The bullshit.
Yeah, there's like a show on Netflix or something, and they're trying to test it out on. So like they pay a couple bucks, you do it on Zoom for them or whatever, and they're like, try to be excited, like you're gonna win $100,000 or whatever it is. But it's like, but I'm not an actor, I can't work that up.
Did I tell you about that? When I did it, she like stopped the show in the middle, like between rounds, and she's like, okay, guys, now Johnny, you're kind of making some, like, would a real person really do that? And I'm like, what are you talking? There's nothing at stake. I don't care. Like, act like you're going to win, because I don't think someone that had $100,000 on the line would have called bullshit on that one. And I was like, okay, sorry.
My friend Kat and I tried out for a game show, and it was the same thing. Like, they wanted enthusiasm, and I just forgot that at some point. And I'm answering the questions right. So I'm just like, boom, answer. And they're like, that's good. Yeah, that's right. Boring, but right. And they were like, we just want more enthusiasm. Kat's really good at being bubbly and like upbeat, and I just couldn't do it. And so we didn't get on the game show. And I think I screwed it up for her. I still feel bad about that.
It's not your fault. These producers don't know what they when I watch a game show, you know what I want to see? The questions and then the answers. And I want to see if I get the questions right. That's what and the faster you can get to the questions and the quicker we can like get to answers, the better.
You know what that reminds me of is how people talk about sex, like watching porn or whatever, where they're just like, I don't see a guy, I just see the girl. I don't see the guy. The guy's just not actually there. You're just like, I don't care about the contestant. I just want the questions and the that's all I care about. Those contestants could be cardboard cutouts. Do not care about them.
There's nothing worse than on Jeopardy when they go and they start interviewing these boring nerds, you know, like, oh, you must have an interesting story. Yeah, I was on Lake Mead one time. You're like, Jesus Christ. and then if they win, they're there. So now they're on their second best story. I mean, imagine like these guys, they win like 6 times in a row. They're on their like 6th best anecdote.
So tell us that Lake Mead story again.
Yeah, what was that about Lake Mead? It's like America doesn't need to hear that. Just get to the questions. Nobody cares.
Who was it? There was this guy I was watching Jeopardy. There was a guy who was on like 11 times, and by the 11th one, Alex Trebek was like talking to him at the beginning, and he would say something like, "That's great, buddy," and then just move on.
No, Trebek was ruthless. It's like he was mad that they made him do that. You know, he was like Letterman at the end, where he just didn't want to talk to these people anymore. And
hilarious.
I don't know, but hey, you guys have more. Let's each of you do another quick one, because I know you guys prepared multiple. So and Johnny and I can get back up anytime. So you guys.
That's code for we did not prepare.
No, I have. Johnny, come on, buddy. Don't make us look bad. They're gonna leave a review.
Can I just tell you?
Okay?
All right, before they do round 2, and we're not even gonna humor me by doing this one. Here's one of my last-minute topics. We need to do away with the naming system because I'm not good with names. So that's how bad. I was gonna try to push. We should not have names.
Wait, but what would the alternate, like numbers? Like everyone would just have like a number or something?
I really didn't think that.
Or we all have name tags at all times.
I like that.
And then you have to be somebody that's good about doing that little like, hey, Sarah.
Exactly.
I'm quick backup on that. But yeah, do you guys have one more quick one to throw out before we
Do you want us both to do one and we'll pick which one we want backup on?
Yeah, let's do it that way. Sure.
Okay, so mine is, I don't think anybody should kiss as a greeting, like kiss their cheek or whatever. I felt that way before, but now post-COVID, we're still in COVID. Somebody goes and I'm like, whoa, like horrified. Like, I mean, like a little kid that's being kissed for the first time and you're like, who is this person? Like, so I don't know what Maurice is, but I'm very passionate about don't kiss me.
Let me say really quick, I'm so with you on that. And also I grew up in Seattle and then, you know, lived in the West Coast most of my life. There's nobody ever does. So when I moved to LA and then you meet people from New York, they come out from New York. That's such an East Coast thing. People kissing all the time, kissing each other. It threw me before COVID. It was like the most, it was such
your mouth is so close to my mouth.
Oh, I know. I was so,
and I don't know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally back you. That was one of my topics is that my friends, I have friends that like kiss my wife and I'm like, what the fuck? Hey, what's this? Oh no, just how we say hi. No, it's not. Get your hands off.
Yeah. Your dick is out. It's just, it's a greeting of my culture.
Yeah. Just
on the East Coast, we rub our dick while we kiss the wife. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what you do.
Fist bump's very easy. It's efficient. There's no like,
fist bump.
Nobody talks about how firmly you fist
Even
bump.
better, keep the elbow bump permanent. I had a show host elbow bump me. I was like, oh, thank God we're still doing that. Yeah, elbow bump. That's perfect.
That's the best.
I think a lot of people will just collectively agree to keep doing that because it's so easy.
But the people that so quickly went back to kissing, I'm like, yo, we are not there yet.
Right. How do you trust the vaccine?
I got kissed on the cheek last night at a show and I was surprised. I was like, it's just like the kiss of death at this point. Why would you do that to someone? I feel bad.
It's like a Game of Thrones thing. You're like, what was that? Wipe it off quick.
Yeah.
You just take hand sanitizer right in front of them and rub it all over your cheek. Okay. Let's
Yeah,
get that
all
going.
right. Yeah, that was
It's like a
great.
moisturizer at this point.
You know what I hope they keep permanent is like the microphone. Do they do any mic sanitation at shows you've been doing? So like sometimes they'll switch out mics or they'll wipe it down quick before you go up
Some
from
clubs
previous
have separate
comics.
mics for the hosts and the MCs. Some each performer have their own mics. Some people wipe it off.
Yeah.
Some people just
I
don't
would love
bother.
if that got kept up.
Ours,
I've done
Sucks to
shows
see.
where they have each person like before the show. They're like, all right, the host has his own mic, and then you go grab your mic, and they have like 3 mics set up on stage, and then everyone just uses the MC's mic.
yeah. Well, we had that and it stopped. And I have to say, I'm glad it stopped because I'm so like, I'm just a moron and the pressure of trying to line up the 3 things.
yeah.
And it's like, so there's that delay where like, they're just basically deciding if I'm a child and I'm being like, this used to be a union job. Like,
I know you got to respect up there, and you're up there just trying to like piece together this thing like you're intact.
I'm doing
know.
a puzzle I've never done before in front of like 200 people. And then I have to make them like, it's like, it's people are like making people laugh is so hard. I was like, it's nothing compared to having to do a puzzle in front of people as they judge your intelligence. And you're like, I'm sorry, I'm dumb.
I've seen comics like who go on stage and old pros and maybe the mic cuts out or the cord falls out or something, and then they really revel in it and they sink into it and they get huge laughs, and they make a big deal about it and they go complain to somebody, and it's always very funny. But when you're starting out and any technical problem happens, it is a death sentence. There is no I remember like I used to be afraid to move the mic stand. I would keep the mic in the stand just in case the cord or something got screwed up. And I would, even if the mic stand wasn't my height, I would lean down to talk into the mic. So I'd be like hunched over to do my set for the whole set. I was so scared to adjust the mic stand, I wouldn't do anything. Yeah.
Can
Anyway.
Can I back up?
Yes.
Okay. In life, there are certain milestones you can register for, right? Baby registry, wedding registry. What are there other? Is there another registry?
My birthday.
Not really.
No, it's in life you get like 3 milestone registries in life, like wedding, baby, or something. And now, if somebody like I personally don't want to have babies, but I still feel like I should have gifts, I can trade in the registry for just me registry. Yeah.
Yes, but then do you have to create an occasion? Because obviously you have significant occasions in your life just because you haven't had kids. So like, do you have to build it around, or can you just name it like
comedy album registry?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Or moving registry.
Yeah, it should be like, so I'm going from being in a 3-bedroom with 2 other people to living by myself. I'm gonna have a living room for the first time, and I've lived with my roommate Chris for 11 years and we keep talking about a divorce. He's like, is this your book? And I was like, we've lived together and we've read the same book. I don't even know. But like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to need like new plates and I'm going to need all this stuff. And I was like, oh, it'd be so nice. And it's like, I'm not with a boyfriend. It's by myself. Like, it'd be so nice to be like, I'm living by myself for the first time as an adult. I would love for someone to buy me some plates. So I'm not but I, maybe about 5 years ago, Maria, in 1 year, my 2 best friends from high school bought me a crock pot, and then my parents bought me a vacuum cleaner. And I was like, must have been like 30 or 31. I was like, oh, they've all made a collective decision that I will not be getting married anytime soon. Because nobody talked to each other. It was like the year where they were like, I must have gone through another breakup, and they were like, she'll need this, and she shouldn't have to wait to get a vacuum cleaner and a crock pot, which are very traditional marriage gifts. But there should also be a divorce registry. That's 100% true. Like, I lost half my stuff.
Yes. Yeah. It's more reason to have a registry if you get divorced than married. Yeah.
2 incomes come together, you can afford more shit. Losing half your stuff.
Sorry for everyone who's gotten married recently.
No, but so you're saying you only get 3? Do you hold that to people who've had like more than 2 kids that they shouldn't have the third one?
Yeah, because by then you can start passing down. So if you're on your 3rd kid, you can use the clothes from your 1st kid, and anything other than that should be on you and not me. So I think everyone gets 3 registries, and that's not to say you can't get birthday gifts, but the 3 accepted registries, and you can trade them in. So you're not having baby number 2, trade it in. Not having any babies, trade them both in. You know.
Yeah, not getting married, trade all 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. And you oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and if you use up your registries before you get married, I don't have to buy you a fucking toaster.
Oh, totally.
Right.
No, you have no registry.
But what if the other person still has a registry?
The unfortunate thing is that, yeah, but it goes out to their friends and not yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only one of you has that registry, then you get like shitty gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the understanding.
There's a price cap.
$20 and $25. Like,
I'm 100% on your side, Maria. It's great.
Yeah.
I like it. I feel like the semantics are going to be tricky to work out, but I think it's. I think that's.
Well, yeah, like it would be funny to send out I think the moving thing though, that makes a lot of sense. Like you should like a new people there's like the housewarming gift, but they're always like useless. So either like a plant.
Oh yeah, I don't need a chicken centerpiece. Like, what am I gonna do with that? Like, and you have to keep it for a couple of years because if this person comes over and you're like, oh, chicken centerpiece, and you're like, you have a hat on it now. You're like, oh my God, it's my favorite thing. When really you're
just never invite them over.
Yeah.
I've seen your face yet.
Yeah.
It's messy.
Yeah, sorry.
You're like looking for it on eBay. Oh God, I gotta buy that thing back.
Also, I feel like when you get married, the type of stuff like people are putting like gravy boats they never use or but like for me, it's like, no, I legit need plates. Like I need like somebody get me teaspoons and some plate. Like I'm like, I need this. I'm going to have this couch forever. Anybody want to go in on a couch? Like I need a couch. So
entertaining is like through the generations, the single thing like married people strive to do. It's like, if you just look at their histories, it's all about entertaining. The gravy boats, the silverware, the like fancy shit, and it's all about when people come over, they get to see this beautiful stuff. And it's how my parents were. I'm sure it's how their parents were. I don't know. It's just like, and whoever entertains. Like, do you ever really have dinner parties?
No, but you know what's funny is like I think there's like before COVID, and then obviously that's changed it, but like there is a desire, you get your house, finally you're trying to get things nice. You just want to live in a nice place. I mean, whether you're single, married, whatever, right? 100%. You just want it to be nice. And once you get it like pretty nice, you're like, okay, now that's what everyone come over right now. Come over right now. It looks good. This is what I want you to think I look like all the time. It's gonna look like shit in like 2 weeks. So you need to get here right now. But then like, you know, people have plans, and so it rarely works out.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I think that's what it is. You just want to show off a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I have noticed that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, say what you're saying.
Just that as I get older, I'm just like the comfort around me, like surrounding myself in comfort is more important. Because it used to be like traveling and like being like mobile and not really having IKEA furniture and stuff. And it's just like, as you get older, it's like I would spend easily $3,000 on a couch, just a nice couch that's comfortable.
Yeah.
I'd have no problem with that.
Well, when you think about people talk about, oh, it's so expensive, or like phones. Like, I can't believe this phone costs, you know, $1,400 or whatever. But when you think about how much you use something versus how much it costs, couches should be like, at least for me, very, very expensive. You know?
You have a Homer Simpson imprint on your couch from
yeah, I absolutely have an indent. But yeah, no, and like I don't think I paid for a couch until after I was married. And I think that was like one of the first things Heidi and I bought, like we at IKEA, but it was like a good IKEA couch. In LA. It was like it's so much. It was $1,000. I remember it was $1,000, and we used it quite a bit. We ate on it all the time. So by the time we moved to Portland, it was disgusting. But we wanted to keep it because we were like, it's $1,000. Like I don't. And I told Heidi, I was like, don't you think we'll probably buy a new couch when we get like eventually buy a house and stuff? And she's like, no, we'll want it. You know, it was a good. So it's like this huge sectional thing. And I remember barely getting it into the truck. And then I had to put it in a storage unit while we were looking for a house for months, and then getting it out of the store. And then of course we sold it. We wanted it.
You dragged that couch all the way to Portland and then sold it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So some oh my God, that's sad though, because somebody bought, who I remember the person who bought it off Craigslist for like $100 or whatever, came over and she said she had a smoker's cough, and she was like, oh yeah, I just found out I have lung cancer, so I'm looking to get rid of it. It's like, you're laying a lot on me here.
We should set her up with the back pain guy.
I was gonna haggle. I guess not.
Yeah, that's right. I was gonna ask for more money, but I suppose here's $10 off.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. I don't know. Anyway, do you guys feel backed up? I'm backing you up, Maria. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Innovative.
Oh, y'all are the best.
But don't send me one until it becomes societal norm. You can't just send me a registry for.
No, we're
whatever.
Mavericks.
Me too.
No, I
This is
can't.
my
I'm
way of
at the
thinking.
tipping point. I don't want to be at the beginning of
Yeah.
it. Or I'll just get you the candle or whatever the crappy thing is on it.
Right. Thank you.
That is a real baller move to be like, I'm going to be the first person that has a registry that has nothing to do with babies or anything. And you just get like you're like, did Liz just ask for a gravy boat? Like, what is this?
No.
Like, why?
The announcement is so funny. You send out just really high gloss picture of yourself, and it just says Liz is getting stuff. and then you put in the registry on the back.
From you.
Liz
you.
no longer lives like a college student in her mid-30s. Help her
Yeah.
celebrate because she still doesn't have money.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Just pictures
Well-
of you all excited. Yay! I'm getting stuff.
Holding my gravy boat.
Balloons. And, yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I don't want to keep you guys too long, so thank you, Liz.
You guys have anything
and-
you want to
Oh yeah,
plug?
yeah. I know the podcast. Plug the podcast for everybody.
Yeah, Two Non-Doctors, where we put out new episodes every Tuesday, and we talk about medical stuff with little to no accuracy.
I love the moment that Liz realizes I'm letting her do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's me. Okay.
Yeah, come hear us banter. And then yeah, I'm touring, so I'm out and about all over the place, and everything's at Liz Miele or lizmiele.com.
MariaShehata.com has all of the places I'll be. If you have any UK listeners.
And she's recording an album.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
London, August 30th.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Cool.
That's great. That is great. So MariaShehata.com, lizmiele.com. Check it out. Two Non-Doctors. And thank you everybody for listening. Remember to leave a review. It's funny.
5-star review, and we
5-star review. Unless we
Wow.
killed you or something, then leave it like 4. And what you need backup on in your life. And then also the Patreon is live, patreon.com. Cavalry bonus stuff on there. And we'll see you next time on
The Cavalry.
The Cavalry.